Well, folks, I gotta be honest. I am really enjoying making some videos that are geared a little more towards some of my AK uh, AK savvy friends, people who shoot the AK-47, lovers of the AK-47, people who want to have an AK-47, etc. I don't know, I'm having a good time. I really enjoy this system, this particular rifle. And so, anyways, what I'm going to do here is give you some tips on how to make your AK rifle, your variant, more accurate. Okay. You need to realize that by nature, this rifle wasn't designed to be super accurate. It was designed to put out a volume of fire very fast, very quickly. Um, and it wasn't designed to be this precision tack driver. But it doesn't mean that it's a piece of junk. Okay. There are guys out there, I've seen them, they're getting really good groups out of theirs, and honestly, I think if they apply some of what I'm going to show you here, they may even be able to tighten those groups up. All right. Now, I am mainly an archery guy, and I don't do as much shooting as other people on YouTube do, but I was an infantryman in the Marines. I have been to countries where people had these and were shooting them in our vicinity. I've seen its capabilities, and I have trained with this particular weapon pretty quite a bit. Okay, this isn't mine, it's somebody else's, but I've done some work to it. I've sprayed it for them, put a custom finish on there, and so anyways, I digress. I'm going to go ahead and give you some tips here. When you buy an AK-47, these things are put out in such mass numbers that quality control is not always how it should be. Check your sights. Make sure you don't have canted sights. Make sure that this rear sight here is in a straight line with your front sight post. Make sure it's not canted. Okay. When you get an AK-47, buy a front sight post adjustment tool. You want to dial this thing in. Most of the guys I know that have an AK don't have this tool, and right there, that's gonna hinder them being as awesome with this thing as they could be. Your ammo is another thing. Okay, some of the different ammo out there is corrosive, and that's gonna mess up your barrel some. And if you buy cheap ammo, you're going to get cheap performance. Will this kill? Yes. Will this bust through walls and stuff like that? You know, I've seen it murder some cinder blocks, jugs of, water, gallons of milk or whatever. It does, but there is ammunition out there that actually performs a lot better than some of the surplus stuff, okay? Find some hand grips that go on the front that actually help with the accuracy. And here's where I'm going to get with this. Different companies make different accessories for this. Some of these, when they go on there, they latch to the barrel and this gas tube up here differently, or they'll allow it to ventilate differently. Some of them will actually help you get a little more accuracy or hinder some of the accuracy. I've seen some where it's just a big clunk of metal up here with rails all over it, and it doesn't let the barrel move how a barrel normally wants to move. Okay? And actually, the fact that this is gas piston, it's going to hinder that barrel from kind of getting this motion, this whipping motion that barrels want to do. If you watch a barrel in slow motion, like when it's free floating, they want to do this sometimes, okay? Now, bearing in mind that barrel wants to do this, okay, you need to also understand that when this rifle is fired, it flexes and it bends. If you watch it in slow motion, it like flexes and bends. And that's because you've got violent actions going on. Your first violent action is when you fire the round. Okay, boom. This thing's going to shoot its bullet down the barrel. Gas goes through this tube. The gas hits that rod, slams it all the way back into a spring back here. And then it comes forward and it pulls another round out and puts that in the chamber. If your magazines are loose, notice here how when I wobble this or move this, the whole rifle moves. If your magazine is loose, it's adding to more like shaking and wobbling and bending that's going on. Okay, and it's going to send like, little shock waves and stuff like that through the rifle, and you want to get rid of that. Find magazines that fit nice and tight. Okay, what I like to do is I like to get magazines that fit nice and tight like this, and then that's what I hang on to. I try to leave this alone as much as possible. This is here by whoever owns it. They like that in case this gets hot. I understand. But I try to grab the whole rifle basically back by here. And then another thing I do is I will try to if I can, make sure that there's a good buttstock on the end of this rifle, something where I can comfortably see straight down the sights. Some of these AKs come with, like, they'll call it like a more of like a European sized stock. They're smaller. It makes it basically where it's uncomfortable. You got to really bring your head and your eyes down to see down the sights, and that's going to mess with the accuracy too. Okay, so get a good stock where you can comfortably get a good cheek well, get good magazines that don't wobble. Okay, experiment with different handguards. Make sure you have adjustment tools for the sights. Make sure the sights are straight. Find the ammo that works the best out of your rifle, that gets the best groups. And then another thing is, contrary to popular belief, you do got to take care of these things. If you want these things to be accurate, you need to clean the barrel. There are stories of people, they use these in combat, they tie knots in their shoes, dip them in motor oil, run down the barrel, and oh, voila, it's clean enough. Or people just never clean them because they're like, oh, it's an AK-47, you don't ever have to clean it. Take care of it. Okay, I understand it's not designed to be this precision tack driver, but if you take care of that barrel, it's going to group better. Okay. Also, you need to realize that when you shoot and this barrel warms up, this is not a bull barrel, so your groups are going to get a little wider. Okay, and then the more hot lead you send down this barrel at a faster rate, the faster this barrel is going to wear out. So, think about that. I understand people want to do, different action drills like 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, or, I'm drawing and I'm firing right away, 3-round bursts or something like that. That's cool, but if you want maximum accuracy, you need to think about keeping that barrel a little bit cooler, okay? Because when a barrel gets hotter, the groups get wider. So, I hope this is helping you all out. Feel free to leave some feedback. If you don't like something I said and you got something that proves to the contrary, share it. I'm not trying to spread false information or anything. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.